Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Building a portfolio with Fidelity Basket Portfolios is kind of like making a sandwich. It's as simple as picking your stocks and ETFs, sort of like your meats and other toppings, and managing it as one big, juicy investment. Now that's pretty good. Learn more at fidelity.com/baskets. Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Blame Me. Oh, your eyeshadow's pretty. You just closed your eyes and I saw that.
Thank you.
So you guys better be watching on video because we look actually pretty fucking cute. So welcome to the podcast, guys. If you are new here, this is an advice podcast. Oh my God, wait, before I can... Look, I fixed my phone screen. Are you proud of me?
I am
My
very
thumb
proud
stopped
of you.
hurting.
I told you.
Yeah, it was like but I think it makes me want to get into microblading because like my thumb is so soft and it's been like tiny little sharp holes.
It's going to go away when it heals.
I know, but that's microblading for your face. It's like tiny needles that puncture your face that make your skin really smooth and nice. And it did it to my thumb, so I'm thinking I should do it to my face. Not with my phone, like professionally.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
You have very sensitive skin. I feel like it's going to bruise your skin up real bad.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I won't do it. Well, guys, it's an advice podcast. If you want to be on an upcoming episode, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. Wow, I just totally blanked on that. And if you are an international listener, you can send us an audio file at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. I did the cam again.
You did.
It's okay. Sometimes we just like go in and out. Cam, not cam.
Calm.
Calm.
There's
a lot of mouth
Come.
noises right now. Come.
You do.
Do we have any housekeeping news? Anything to let people know about?
I don't think so. It's weird because we've seen each other like so much over the last 2 weeks
so
that we
great.
don't have anything to really catch up on.
But you guys make sure you're following us on Instagram because we just did fantastic photos.
Yeah, I'm really excited about them.
They're really fucking great. So if you're not following us on Instagram, please do. And thank you guys for we hit 5,000 followers. This is coming out later, but we hit 5,000 followers in July. Because I remember I was at Disneyland when you told me. And we're already at 6,000 or
I think we're really close to it.
And that it's been in a month.
I'm excited.
Me too. So I'm really glad that you guys are liking Instagram because I spend so much fucking time editing these goddamn photos.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
And then the little videos we've got too.
The video I'm pointing to. Can I say do you care about? Oh, okay. We're pointing to Katrina.
She's got a Instagram, so we should shout that out for her business.
Fuck yeah, because
I don't remember what it is. Okay.
Katrina Henning Creates on Instagram. Check her out because she's the one who's making our fantastic videos. And Aislinn Paul, the famous Aislinn Paul, was looking at them and she was like, "Who's making these? These are amazing." I was like, "Well, they are. It's not me because I don't know how to fucking do that." But check us out on Instagram, guys. I'm pretty excited about our content. Cool. Should we get into the advice giving?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Hi, Megan. I love your podcast, and I'm going through a lot of big life changes right now, so I wanted to get your opinion on something. I'm 21 years old, and I've been with my boyfriend for about 2 years now. It's my first serious relationship, and we've been having a lot of relationship issues pretty much since January of this year. I have my own mental health struggles that I wasn't acknowledging for a really long time, and there was definitely blame on both sides. pretty equally, I would say. So we've been very on again, off again for all of 2019 so far, pretty much. And about 3 weeks ago, we broke up before I left to go on vacation with my family. So to me, I thought, we're very on again, off again. I didn't really see it as a final breakup. I definitely thought I just needed a couple weeks away, and I'd come back and we would talk, clear the air, and kind of try to salvage the rest of 2019 and get back to where we used to be. But like I said, we were technically broken up. So while I was on vacation, he actually met someone and started seeing her. So when I came back, he was very honest about all of this, and we talked. But I am not comfortable sharing or compromising. So essentially, I've made it pretty clear to him that he would need to completely stop talking to her in order for me to even consider getting back into a relationship and giving this a shot. But honestly, the more I've sat with this information, I don't think this is something I can get past. But I've also been told from people in my life I've talked to that I don't really have a right to hold it against him since technically we were broken up. And I guess I just want your advice on what you see as forgivable and not forgivable, because technically this wasn't a cheating situation, but he was my first everything, and I do feel kind of uncomfortable. So I guess I just want your advice and opinion on if you think this is still worth a shot and I should work on it, or if you think the relationship's run its course and I should move on. So any feedback you have, I would really appreciate. Thanks.
Oh, I love when people just ask for my straight up opinion.
Yeah.
I like that. What do you think?
I think there's a difference between being on a break and breaking up.
Yeah.
And you specified that you had broken up. Mm-hmm. So then therefore there's nothing to hold against him for this. And I do agree though that he should not be talking to this girl.
Yeah. Because it's not like you're going to casually date your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like if you guys get back together, like you're back together boyfriend, girlfriend.
Right.
So I think that's totally valid. I agree with you. I think you guys were broken up. So he has every right, just like you would have every right to sleep with somebody else or date somebody else or see somebody else. I think like you calling the shots of being like, we broke up. I needed this time to think. Like, I think you're being a little, I don't want to say selfish because I don't necessarily think it's selfish. I think like it's a mature thing to do to take a step back from a relationship and figure out what you want. But also you need to understand when you're doing that for you, he's also going to do it. There's two people in the relationship. So you saying, hey, I need some space and time and I need to figure my shit out and then we can work on it. That's very much all about you. And I don't know how the breakup conversation went down. And if maybe you took the lead on it and you kind of just assumed that like, he was only into it because because you instigated it and maybe he didn't have a chance to like, or maybe he just agreed and you just assumed that he wouldn't be doing anything because it was more about you figuring your stuff out. But I think anybody who's, I mean, if I had told Mats that I would have wanted to like take a break or whatever, like that conversation needs to be more specific if you had wanted just to have a break.
Right. If you needed just time apart, then it should have been like, hey, I just need some time away from you. I don't want to see other people, but I just need some space to figure things out.
Yeah.
But you broke up. Yeah.
And also you guys have been saying like really on and off again for like a good chunk of this year. And I think if it were me in that position, I think like this is totally something that you could forgive him for. I think, but it doesn't really sound like you want to. And
but like, is there anything to forgive?
Oh no, I guess not forgive, move past. Like you're saying like, is this something like, I think this is something like your friends and family are saying that like, I don't think you can hold it against him. But I also think that like, this is something that like, if you could move past this, I think like it doesn't doom your relationship at all. I also don't think like cheating necessarily dooms your relationship at all either. Like I think it just depends on how you guys react moving forward. It's not really about like the acts that happen. I think it's about like how you recover from it. But I think there's a reason why it wasn't a break. I think there's a reason why I think maybe some subconsciously like you kind of wanted him to do something that maybe you and yourself like couldn't necessarily like quote unquote like forgive him for and move past, because maybe you needed like a thing that you're like, okay, this is it. This is the final straw. Like now I feel like I can actually we can actually break up and move on, as opposed to like just like small little things building up. You needed you needed something.
Or on the other side, did you want to be like broken up and then he dated this other girl and you just got jealous and now you want him back?
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely been like the whole, my high school boyfriend, I instigated the breakup, and then he was like, yeah, okay. I was like, what do you mean you're not fighting for me? Like, what do you mean you don't want any of this? And like, it can become like a jealous competition sort of thing. But I think like, I don't know. I think you're not, I think your relationship has run its course. And I think like you guys wouldn't have gotten to this point if it hadn't. And like just the on again, off again, like all of that stuff. Like I think if there's like issues in your relationship and you go to therapy for them and you guys really work on them, but if it's been like months of this kind of stuff, yeah, I think like, I say like move on and be like, you know what, this has been like great and everything like that. I mean, I don't think I personally, like, I wouldn't want to date someone who like, also I just really want to know about that other girl. And like, does she know? Mm-hmm. Like, that's so awkward. But yeah, I think for me, if like I was trying to figure stuff out and then the person I was with started dating somebody else, I think for me it'd be a sign of being like, okay, you know what, like, I don't think we're going to be it. And that's okay. And like, not saying that he did anything wrong, but more along the lines with like, I think you guys can both find other people who are probably better suited to your life, like your life right now. But that doesn't mean that your relationship wasn't great, but it's a lot of pressure to put on like a young relationship for that many years. And like, he was your first and all of that stuff. But like, that doesn't really matter in the long run. I think like the last person that you do all of those things with, I think is far more important than the first person.
Yeah, and I think you should take more time to figure out what you truly want, and then you guys figure out what you want together. Because maybe it's just friendship in the long term.
Yeah. But I would not, I don't know. Yeah, I would actually like take this time to be broken up, mm-hmm. and like give yourself like not like a couple weeks on a family vacation, like give yourself like months, and not to think about this relationship with him, but like to think about you. Right. And like, what you said, like, what do I want? Because when you have a specific person in mind, when you're trying to figure out stuff about a relationship, I think like the more time apart you have from him, the more also you're going to realize like, oh, like not even specifically him, but like, oh, maybe that relationship, if I take away like the love that I have for him, like on paper, maybe it's not exactly what I want right now. But yeah, I think it's run its course, but enjoy being single. Yeah. Masturbate, go out, dance. She's 21?
She's 21.
She's 21. Do a body shot, you know? Those are the things to do. Yeah. And maybe mute him on social media for a extended period of time.
That too.
And don't stalk that girl. You probably already have. I would have already have.
Yeah, it seems like that she's still around.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Hi, Megan. This is like the third time I've tried calling and do this under the right time limit and blah, blah, but I'm going to do it again. So I'm in my early 20s. My boyfriend is 2. We've been together a year and a half. And then he has a sister who's 21. And he has another female cousin who's, I believe, 23. I'm not 100% sure. She's younger than me and my boyfriend, but older than his younger sister. And when I first saw pictures of her when I was internet stalking him when we started dating, because of course that's what everyone does, I just looked at this girl and I was like, oh, fuck this bitch. I don't like her, and I don't know why, which is very weird for me because I love female friendships and I love hanging out with girls, and this is actually my first relationship because I've just always been around women all the time and just not had enough, time to meet guys. And I have a younger sister, and, I would die for her. I would die for my boyfriend's sister, and the thing that's really bothering me is that his cousin bullies his sister constantly, and he does jack shit about it. And I think part of it is that he's just not a very confrontational person. I, however, on the other hand, am very confrontational, and very protective of female friends, and especially very protective of female friends who are younger than me because it reminds me of my sister. And I am soon going to meet this cousin, and I'm very, very afraid I'm just going to beat the crap out of her because she's just been an absolute bitch to my brother's sister. She even tied her up at one point and gagged her. That's like how terrible the fucking person she's been. And people have just kind of been skirting around it because they don't want to deal with it. From internet stalking her, it seems like she definitely identifies with the whole thing of like, oh, I don't like other girls. They're mean to me. Like, which I hate. I fucking hate when when women are like, oh, I don't like women. It's like, you are a woman? So I'm just wondering if you could give me some advice on how to handle this in a mature situation, but also like how to not be a shitty girlfriend, but still be a feminist and still be like a good friend to his sister, especially because like this clearly has a lot to do with the fact that she like is the only other female cousin, and like she doesn't like that she kind of like got her spotlight stolen, which pisses me off and is ridiculous and not why someone should be treating someone that badly. So yeah, I'd really appreciate some advice. Thanks. Bye.
That was a roller coaster.
There is a lot.
Yeah, I really went from like being like, bish, calm down, to being like, oh, I see you.
Yeah.
You're also definitely a fire sign. I would love to know which one. Slide into my DMs or slide into our show's DMs. That's ones I'll actually see. Okay. I mean, the thing is, I think like, so from the, I'm going to read in between the lines. I'm assuming that you know that this girl, the reason why you stalked her and you're like, oh wow, fuck this bitch, is because your boyfriend's sister has talked to you about her. Because there's no other way that you know that she's not posting that on social media.
Unless she is bullying her on like Instagram.
Yeah, but you've definitely had you've definitely like, you know specific things through your boyfriend's sister.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I also agree with you. Like, I really don't like girls from like, I don't get along with girls.
Yeah,
like,
I think she hit something when she said you're a girl and you don't like yourself. So that means that you probably have issues with your own self.
100%. And I very much understand the whole, I'm also very, very fucking confrontational, and I'm super fucking protective of my friends. And I understand like the younger thing too. Jerry, who's one of my best friends, is 2 years younger than me. And like, if anyone even like fucking remotely talks shit about her, like I will lose my goddamn mind. Also because she's so small and tiny, but like, it just makes me mad. So I get that. But I think the thing here is like, you are not a part of this family. And the thing with confrontation that I've learned the hard way is confrontation can make things really uncomfortable and awkward for other people. Mm-hmm. So for you, it can be like a crusade of being like, oh, fuck you, I'm not going to let you do like blah, blah, blah. But that can make everyone really uncomfortable. And that's also probably why no one has brought it up. I also don't know if she's like if your your boyfriend's little sister, if she's getting bullied, I'm sure she probably told you that in like confidence more. And the reason why maybe her brother hasn't done anything, or maybe the other family members haven't done anything, is they've seen it, but she hasn't felt comfortable coming to them and telling them that. And maybe like the fact that she's told you assume that she's told all of these other people that same way and they haven't done anything. You have to ask her what she wants, because like, maybe for her, just having someone who's on her side to quietly know, like at family functions, like that you're going to be there and you're going to be looking out for her and you can hang out with her. So this cousin doesn't fucking come, like that you can stand up for her, but like maybe she's not asking you to put a stop to it completely, because also you can't protect her and save her, because like no offense to your relationship, you might not always be around, and that can't be the role that she sees you as, because then she can't see herself helping herself. Only you can do it. It's the same thing when it's like, if you're in a relationship with someone who's like struggling with like addiction and they associate recovery and help with you, not with them, it's a lot of pressure to put on you also, even if you might like want to be able to like take on that role. You also don't want to make things uncomfortable for her. So I would just ask her and be like, hey, obviously, like, I really fucking hate what this girl's done to you. And like, it makes me like livid and really, really upset. And like, in my ideal world, like, I'd love to fucking beat her ass. But like, I don't want to do that, because like, it's a family I'm thinking like a barbecue. But
and you're a guest.
Yeah.
You're not part of the family.
That's not going to look good on you.
No.
And be like, just tell me like what to do. Tell me like everything that like, how can I make this experience and like make when you see her and all of that stuff, like how can I make that better? And like, just how can I aid you and assist you and like anything like that. And then I think like from there, I think that needs to be addressed based on like when you actually like are together in that event. But then also I would say like hang out with just his, if your boyfriend's okay with it, like hang out with just her sometimes, like take her to the movies, go hang out with her, build up like her confidence with like, because it sounds like her cousin's older.
Yeah.
Build up some confidence with like, oh, hey, look, these older women, or not, I won't call you older, but like, yeah, older women in your
Somebody
life.
I can look up to.
Or can be really nice and really great to me. And then I think that can also switch, that like flip that switch in her head that won't, maybe if she's like gets uncomfortable around, if it's kind of been triggering around like other like older people that you would want to look up to in general, if that's been triggering, and also can help build her own confidence so she can stick up for herself. But yeah, you can't do anything without her permission, and just find out what she wants, because it might be nothing. But
yeah, and I would say like if the cousin does say something like in front of you, then that's the time where you can like you can be confrontational, but don't do it unless it's done where you can see it.
And I wouldn't do it physically. I think I really wouldn't but like this, just the smart thing to do. And like, if you come at it from like such a mature standpoint, if people if the rest of the family hasn't been able to see how terrible she's been, if you can come at it from like this really level-headed, rational, very mature way, and she's not there, everyone else is going to see that, and that's going to get everyone to be on the same page, and it'll click.
Yeah. Have what you're going to say like prepared, so then you can be calm and level. Practice a few times. Have a couple options.
Turn into a preschool teacher. That's like when I'm really pissed.
So you can patronize.
Like it's just very much like sort of a thing. So it's not like aggressive and like stooping to her level and like being just like being a bitch in that way. I think it's like you can just say like, well, that seems like a very uncalled for, necessarily rude thing to say. Like,
why do you feel like you can do this type of thing?
Like, are you good? Like, what's up with you? Yeah. What's going on with you? You sound like you've harboring a lot of anger issues. Like, do you want to talk? And like, it can be very much like a and it'll be like, what? It's like, no, I'm just saying, like, it sounds like you're really upset. And you can do it like in a cunty way that from the outside will be like, oh, that seems really mature. Yeah.
You can undercut everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Hey, Megan, Melissa, and possible guest. So this one might be a little bit more, I'm not going to say raunchy, but like a little bit more intense. Okay, so I am 19, so basically pretty young, but I started out the game in sexual encounters pretty young. I mean, pretty old, goodness. I didn't have my first anything until I was 18. And, you know, I'm new to things and trying to figure things out still. I am recently in a relationship. We just hit 1 month a couple of days ago, so I know it's like really new. But I've known this guy for like 6 years. So him and I are really good friends before anything. And we've like, you know, had fun, a lot of fun. And I'm still trying to get like the courage to keep doing more fun things and get closer and closer. Cause I told him that I'm still a virgin, of course, but that I wasn't going to have sex until I was ready, and he's just fine with that. Like, he respects that. And so I have set things up. I'm not ready, but I have things where I am ready. I have it. I have birth control set up. Like, I have things ready. The thing is, I am scared that, like, because I know women don't orgasm used to penetrative sex. Like, I get that. But I'm scared that I am not typically able to have an orgasm. Like, I've, you know, talked to some doctors, and they said it's, like, probably just I, you know, need to focus. But I've tried to do it myself. I just can't get into it. I get too much into my brain, and it becomes this whole not cool thing. And when my boyfriend, he like goes down on me and does these other things, like I can feel it, but it goes away and I just can't get it back. And then I get mad at myself because I can't do it. And I'm like, I feel bad because like, you know, I I can't do it. It's just this whole thing of, am I letting him down? Like, I'm letting myself down because I want to feel that good. Like, I want to do that. And it's just really complicated. And then as a little extra, I know he's going to want head because he really likes things that would lead up to head. And I've never done that before. I've never put a penis to my mouth before. And I just don't know how to, I wouldn't know how to do it. So if any pointers you can give, that would be fan-fucking-tastic. I love you guys and I love the podcast. Bye.
This is probably, I'm so excited for this. Like, I'm just so excited for you and for all of the advice that I can give you.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, you have to masturbate. You're not going to get there. Okay, I don't want to say you're not going to.
Yeah, because this is like Shireen, who is very much in her head, and she's never
which
had.
Is still a thing. Mm-hmm. Like it. Like I mean, even if once you start having sex and you orgasm, like you can still be in your head. Like there are still times I'm like, I'm fucking way too much in my head. I think you have to kind of treat it like. And I'm talking about masturbation, not even like penetrative sex with him in general. First of all, if you saying you have everything in place, birth control, you've got to start. It's about, I think, 3 months, taking it the exact same time, every single time of at the same time every single day in order for it to actually start working. So I would do that. And also you don't necessarily know, depending on what kind you got, how it's going to affect your body. And you might want to switch to another one. Mm-hmm. And those 3 months, like it usually can restart. So I would start taking it now, just to like see how that changes and makes you feel before all of that stuff. Yeah. And okay, so you need to masturbate. Because I totally get what you, I mean, like I've said, like I didn't come with other guys until Mats and I started. Like Mats is the first guy who's ever like made me come. So, but like, yeah, I've got eaten out by like, and I was like, this is fun, but like, I'm not getting there. It literally be like, I'm like 17 in high school, like, like, sure. But if you're like just using your hands, that's something that like,
I can't.
No, that's so much fucking effort. And like, I will just get bored and lazy. Yeah. And that for me already gets in my head. I would say if you don't feel comfortable like buying a sex toy, if you have a bathtub, utilize that faucet. So fucking easy. Do a deep conditioner in your hair. Yeah. You know, like throw on some Drake, throw on some music. I don't know. Not Drake. Okay, you're right. What's Frank Ocean?
Yeah. Drake would get me out the mood.
True, honestly. I don't know. I was just like thinking of like people used to say Chris Brown, and so I was like, it's lesser evil. But I would work on that, and the way that like treating it like it sounds dumb, but like treating it like a date in a way that like you need to like maximize your like just de-stress as much as possible. So like maybe take a bubble bath beforehand, like
maybe get a massage before.
Yeah, do stuff
somebody else is rubbing on you, but not like we're not until
report
like,
that if that fucking happens.
Yeah.
But things that make, and even if it's like starting with that day that you wear an outfit that makes you feel really pretty, something that you feel really sexy in, like really build up that kind of like confidence and calm feeling in yourself, and then work at it and try at it, read articles about it, like all of those different things, because like it definitely, the first time I masturbated, I mean, I definitely masturbated late, but like the first time I masturbated, like it didn't get there. It takes a while.
It takes a while. Yeah.
Because it also takes a while, like for your body to get comfortable with a different sensation. And like, you're not and what Shireen said that you're not afraid of it.
You're not afraid. Because you're like there, and like when you finally cross over, it's like a new sensation that you don't quite like understand, and even just getting there takes a minute. So,
and you can like pull back, and you pull back from it being like, oh my God, I don't, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So I would really focus on that. I don't know if you're in a state where it's legal to smoke weed, but like that's a really great way to relax. CBD, like anything that's going to like calm your nerves.
It makes me more like anxious, so I can't do it.
But CBD is like
I know, but it's still
CBD
like I can't do it.
Even if it has no THC?
I don't know. But like
Really?
I don't like
Oh. I should give you some of my regular CBD
Maybe I
drops.
should try yours.
Yeah, because it has no THC, because THC makes me paranoid.
Yeah.
So yeah, those things, and then I would say like
you just gotta
an instrument.
Yes.
Get like bathtub, removable shower head, like something like that, and give yourself the time. It can it can take like even with a trained partner who you've been with a bunch of times, like it can take you like an hour to get there. Like don't rush yourself and
be patient with yourself.
Yeah, and maybe the more you can read about it and like also like locations of things and like different like techniques and things to try to get yourself there. And yeah, just be patient with yourself. Okay, blowjob tips. First of all, you put it in your mouth, not like on your mouth.
Yeah.
I did like that though. I've never had a dick on my mouth.
Just lay it there.
Just give it little kisses. Okay. First of all, listen to the episode with Nicole Byer where she gives like a great deep throating technique.
Yep.
So another one, I don't even know if this actually works, but my friends, this was like a big thing in high school where you have to watch the video you're really gonna have to watch the video for this. You would take your thumb and then the rest of your fingers around it and squeeze, and apparently it helps your gag reflex. I would just be very wary of your gag reflex in general.
Where are you squeezing?
Your hand.
Oh, I thought you meant his dick. I was like, what?
Oh my God, no, like you do this with your hand. Okay, supposedly helps your gag reflex.
I've never heard of this.
It might not work, but like psychosomatic stuff, like I'm all here for. Okay. I feel like it's gonna make it better. No teeth at all. At all.
When you first start, I would say to like curve your lips over your teeth until you have the you train yourself where you don't use teeth.
Yeah. Like you have dentures. Like
make sure it's wet around that area too.
Yeah. Make sure even making sure his like dick is super fucking wet. Yeah. So like lick it like a fucking ice cream cone. Like again, no teeth. But like you can play up that sexy aspect of it. Like if you're into like that kind of like foreplay thing before you actually start. Cause like the whole thing is once you're like giving a blowjob or whatever, like it's like a steady rhythm and pace that like is tiring. So the more that you can get him excited before you start in there, the quicker it's going to be. And especially if like he's been waiting for a while.
Right. Because like your first few times, you're just going to get tired. You gotta, I would say, do some stretching.
Do some stretching.
Work yourself up.
The most sensitive part of the penis, though, is like, you have to watch this. If the microphone is the penis. So the penis is looking at me. Hello. So
look at it in the eye.
This is the attached person who's there. The under part of the back is the most sensitive part of the penis. So that like, if you want to like use your hand and your thumb, everything should just be really wet. That's the whole thing. It's like everything's going to slide more and be better if everything. Oh, I got a hair in my mouth. It's like a pube. That might happen. But that, like rub it with your thumb. If you, depending on like how long he is or like how much of a gag reflex you have, or eventually like you can like lick it out with your tongue as you're doing stuff. Yeah. But just like focusing your attention there. I think a good like leeway into it is also like the hand job meets blow job thing.
And going like in the opposite, like turning your wrist while you're doing it, that'll help get it over.
Yeah. But I think like that's what I would like focus on. Like the tip is also really sensitive, but if you can do like tip work and like
hand
that work there.
Yeah. If you can flick your tongue over the tip while you're doing
you swirl around with your tongue. I don't want to give you like some advanced moves. If anyone wants advanced moves, I can totally help you out. I would also if you are like afraid of cum, I think you tell him like, hey, like let me know when you're like gonna come. I mean, most guys are usually I'm gonna come. Like, oh my God. So
or you can kind of. It gets saltier too. Like you can taste it when it's getting to that part.
If you like figure out if you're going to spit or swallow, because I think like it can be a little jarring. Also, depending on what they've eaten that day, it can be a little foul.
Feed them some like, you can't do pineapple.
Yeah, you should feed him some pineapple. Decide that what you're going to do.
No asparagus.
No, not good. But yeah, decide if you're going to spit or swallow because it's just like the whole thing. I think that you want to like minimize the probability of throwing up when you give a blowjob, like the first couple of times, because like
when it comes at you fast.
It comes fast, and depending on how much cum he had, it could be like your mouth could feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I'd say like start slow. Don't start with like jackhammer, like fast pace. Start off really slow. And the more you can like tease him and like lick him up, lick it up and down before you like fully go into it, like that's going to be like build the anticipation for him and he'll get like more excited and get there faster. But yeah, it's a lot of like tongue swirly around, tongue back, and then hand. When you get into like the nitty gritty of like hand, that whole thing. And just keeping your mouth like as wet as possible. Like spit on his dick, you know.
Don't blow.
No.
As the name says, do not blow on it. And
like,
don't suck.
That's like a really like...
Yeah.
Like, it's also because like they like suck you off kind of term. Yeah. It's like...
That hurts.
Yeah. It's just not... It's not. But then also once... Pay attention. And you can also ask... Oh, also don't forget the balls.
Oh, yeah.
A hand.
Yeah. The balls.
Little bit of like fondle of the balls. But you can also ask him, I don't know if he's gotten like other blowjobs before, you can ask him what he likes, or also tell him, be like, hey, like be vocal as this is going on, like let me know like what you like, and also just be really like listen to him when you're doing something and he's like, oh wow, like continue with that, and then once you get to a certain place and like you can like hopefully hear him. I fucking hate guys who are silent when you're giving head. I'm like,
that's weird. All you hear is
yeah, you should. I'm like, okay, fucking crazy. Then continue on with one thing. So like you don't want to switch it up right as he's about to come. Like you want to maintain that pace. But yeah, just like feel sexy. Like take your like top off. Like make your like have your boobs hit his leg or like that kind of thing to like. The more that he's going to be into it vocally, also the more that you're going to feel confident. And it might take a while, but hopefully that helped.
Yeah. The more you get to know him, like know his penis, then the easier it'll become.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be afraid of it.
No.
I think like, I think a lot of the time, obviously like there's exceptions, but I think a lot of the time people who really, really hate giving head, if I'm ignoring anyone who's had like bad sexual experiences or like trauma, but like people who haven't, who they just really don't like it, I think a huge part of it comes from like, I don't like doing things I'm not good at.
Right.
You don't see me fucking playing soccer. Like, I can't do that shit. Like, I'm not running. I'm not like...
Your knees are weird.
No, I would like, look like fucking insane. I look like Phoebe on crack from Friends. So you can, once you get good at it and there's the confidence there, I think you'll like it like a lot more. Like I definitely was like very nervous like the first couple of times, and now I'm like fucking great at this. I constantly ask Moss all the time like, would you rather? And it's all about like giving up blowjobs.
You do this a lot
all the time. I asked him, I was like, how much would you pay for a blowjob? He's like, from you, nothing. And I was like, why? I'm just saying like if I were to sell blowjobs. He was like, no, you're my girlfriend. I was like, oh, fine, for sure. But yeah, so the confidence comes from, I don't know, getting good at it, but also like it's going to be like a turn on. And I think for you, like you're going to enjoy it when you see how much he enjoys it.
Yeah. As long as you don't use teeth, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be excited about
as
it.
wet as possible, especially with like your hand moving up and down. Like that's friction.
Yep.
So like if you want to like spit on your hand, lick your hand, I'm sure there's like like lube that you can like.
Yeah, there is, but
edible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say coconut oil, but I fucking hate the
I don't like the consistency,
the filminess.
Yeah, but you can get like, do you remember those like candies that were like liquid candy?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, you can get lube that's kind of like that.
Okay.
That's that same consistency, and then it'll have like the cherry flavor or something.
Yeah, if you are, but I would also just like really go old school, lick your hand.
Just start and see what you like first.
And if you are into it, maybe watch some porn to see like.
I don't know, because some of them, they do too much.
Okay. I don't watch porn, so I really don't know. But I would just wet. Yeah, just really wet is the only advice that I can.
If I would say if you'd watch porn, it should be gay porn for the blowjobs and not the straight girls, because it just, they do too much. So it's not what you want.
Yeah. Also, maybe watch porn to see if like that helps you get off.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, also I would say, no offense to your boyfriend and his dick. And like, first of all, I feel like you're gonna give an amazing blowjob now. Focus on masturbating first.
Yes.
Because that also like that empowerment of knowing that you can make yourself come, like that's really like empowering and sexy. And I think that'll make you feel like a lot sexier and a lot less insecure when it comes to like giving head. But I also definitely thought I was broken, and I thought I was never going to be like, never thought I'd be able to come. It took me months of masturbating before I finally like was like,
it takes a while to get there.
It was a fucking mission. I was like, I'm going to lock my goddamn self in here and I'm going to fucking do it. But yeah, I have faith in you. You're not broken at all. Okay. I'm really excited for you. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend calls in. He's like, so I'm here to give the review on the blowjob. And let me know when you want advanced tips.
Yeah.
Those are fun ones. Okay.
Time for a break.
Matza's mom listens to this. Let's move on.
Oh my gosh. It's time for a break, though.
Okay, it's time for a break. Let's be back soon. We are so excited to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Thrive Cosmetics. Now, we are slowly but surely inching our way into fall in Los Angeles. And I mean inching.
So slowly.
So slowly.
Maybe millimetering. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think so, because when I look outside, I go, oh my God, look at all these brown, crispy leaves that have fallen to the ground, and they're crunchy, and I can prance around in them, except for not too long because it's still 85 degrees out.
Right.
You know, it's that. So I have to find other ways to get excited for fall, like my makeup. And for me, I have been keeping it very simple, especially on my off days when I'm not filming. And even if I am filming, I'm like dialing it back, doing something very simple like mascara and a lip tint, which is exactly what I'm wearing today. And you guys can't see me, but you should know I'm wearing the ad that we're talking about. So thank you, Thrive.
She looks good. And when we got on camera, I was like, what have you been doing today? Because I know we rarely leave our homes.
Yeah, and I didn't leave my home. I just happened to have a little fun at my makeup desk.
And Thrive inspired that. I, as y'all know, fall. Y'all know that I am a person that's like, we don't talk about fall until it's fall. And now is it officially fall? Then we can talk about it. And I can talk about how much I am looking forward to switching up my summer routine for makeup and moving into more autumn-inspired creations. And Thrive makes that possible.
Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free, made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high-performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. And it's easy to see why their best sellers have thousands of 5-star reviews.
We were sent some beautiful shades, including their precision lipstick crayon that we received. The color is called Stephanie. It looks amazing on me. It is like a brownish red color. I'm not a technical person. Thrive they're the professionals. They provide it. I see it. I like it. I wear it. It's fantastic. They also have their liquid lash extension mascara. Not only does it last all day, it doesn't clump. There's no smudging. There's no flaking. You look like you're wearing lash extensions without having to go to the salon and getting them put on.
And it completely comes off so easily with water, which is something that, as someone who has been a till death do us part waterproof mascara kind of girl, usually I have to soak my eyelashes and my eyelids for about 5 minutes every night. And then when I wake up in the morning, I still look like a raccoon. And I'm like, and I got to do it again in the morning. So knowing that I can have that great long lash, voluminous and lengthened look, and then washing it off just as easy with water, it sounds like a dream. And it's got nourishing ingredients that help support longer, stronger, and healthier looking lashes over time. TBT to that time I was curling my lashes on your couch and they got stuck, and then I broke off half my lashes and I was like, oh, we can't actually talk about this. And you're like, it's fine, we'll pretend it never happened.
And I forgot it happened until right now.
I thought it happened again the other day. And that was pre-Thrive. So thank Thrive Cosmetics. Now I'm gonna be set. These lashes are not going anywhere.
Great. I love that. Not only does Thrive provide excellent products, Thrive also donates to 8 major causes, including those impacted by cancer, domestic abuse, and veteran and education organizations.
So brighten up your fall look with Thrive Cosmetics, luxury beauty that gives back. And right now you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/blame. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/blame for 20% off your first order.
For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. The holidays are here, and you know what that means. It's time to get your friends and family the gifts they deserve. Take the stress out of shopping with Amazon's great deals and low prices on a huge range of items from toys to tech and much more. Whoever you're gifting for, Amazon has great prices on everything you need this holiday season. Shop Black Friday week deals now.
Okay, guys, we are back from our break. We're ready to get back into it.
Hey, Megan. So I'm 27, and I just started talking to this guy that I really, really like. I'm really into him.
Okay.
She's got together. Herself? We've been talking for about a week now. I'm the kind of girl that just like falls
a week
deep.
Makes fucking sense.
When I like meet a guy for a first time and I get to know him a little bit, I get so infatuated.
Cancer.
That I feel like I just fall for
Sydney,
them
is
so
this
fast,
you?
And I'm kind of scared of that.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, very much so.
Anyway,
you're
like
the kind of girl who dates Ted Bundy.
He seems to really like me. I told him actually the first time meeting him that I like him, and he told me that he likes me too.
She's 27?
Yeah, and I guess I don't know what is the right amount of speed. Like,
you're already going too fast.
Did you tell a guy that you like him, like, right away?
No.
Or is it too fast? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he happens to be, like, a little bit older. He actually told me that he's a virgin, and he's, like, 37. And, like, it's not a problem for me. Like, I actually find that really attractive that a guy is willing to wait that long. I don't know. I kind of feel some pressure there in that category. Yeah, I could use some help. Thanks, Megan.
Why are you looking at me like I'm gonna like chop your head off?
Because you are.
I'm not gonna chop your head off. Here's the thing. I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm a pessimist, and this is coming up a lot now in my friends who are dating people that like my type of guy is like confident frat boy, has slept with 90% of the universe, and like I am the chosen vagina. Like in
You're
a way
the one that they settled down with.
I like that. I like a guy who's really experienced. Like I'm that kind of like sexual confidence, and like I like an arrogant kind of like I got my shit down kind of guy. That's my type. Would I say that like that's like the greatest type in the world? No, it's definitely not. But like, so my mind automatically goes to like when like really nice guys or like someone who's like really like sweet and innocent. I personally don't buy it a lot of the time. And the only reason I'm like saying this with this in mind is like not even necessarily like for this call, but like in general. I knew this girl once who had gone out with this guy, and she was like very into him and like very like forthcoming and open about it. And he like told her that he had like a micro penis, and she was like, wow, I can't believe you trust me with this like information and all of that stuff. And like for him it was like, I really like, I want you to be with someone who can like really like give you everything, and that's not me. And he used that as an out, which I was like, he doesn't have a micro penis, like he just doesn't want to date you. You were coming on too strong. So I'm saying like if you guys like if the virginity thing was not like if he wasn't backing away from the situation, like if it was just like a hey FYI, I would have questions, which I think is totally fine. I think it's fine at any age to like ask someone like like things that also like affect, like, are you saving yourself for marriage? Like, is this something that like you're comfortable doing in a relationship? Like, was there like, you don't have to ask them if there was sexual trauma, but like if they want to be forthcoming with that information, it's like, is there anything I should know? Like, is there like something that like, is this something you'd want to like do with me, sort of a thing?
But that's I feel like that's too early. Like, they've only been.
That's why I feel like it's a lie.
I don't know if it's a lie. Maybe he just hasn't felt comfortable with someone yet.
But he's comfortable at one date in?
Probably because she's over here spilling her guts about her feelings.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think that is a little too soon. I think honesty is really great, and like being forthcoming with your emotions is great. But I think there is something to be said about like, quote unquote, playing the game. Because I'm not saying that in a way to like keep a guy interested, but I think also for you, I think it's also like a good way to protect yourself from being really vulnerable and open with your emotions with somebody you don't know that well yet. And you're giving them essentially the permission and like the ammo to really fucking hurt you. And I think like it's a really strong and amazing thing to do to like just be super forthcoming with your feelings. But I'm just afraid that it's going to end up in a position where you're doing that and you're going to end up getting your feelings hurt a lot, that is going to then flip backwards and make you really closed off. So something with like playing the game and kind of like, I mean, you can tell your friends that you really like him, but
I would say get to know him first. You just like what you see.
Yeah.
You don't really know him yet, so you don't know if you like him or not.
Yeah. On like the flip side, if I was dating someone and one date in, they told me they'd really liked me, for me, that's scary in the sense that like, not that I'm like, oh my God, you're going to slash my tires, but it's also like, fuck, I'm wearing my fucking cutest outfit. I literally look like I've catfished what I normally fucking look like. Like, I'm putting my best behavior on. Like, I'm not snorting when I'm laughing. Like, I'm really like doing everything like the most. And someone's like, oh my God, I really like you. And you're like, oh shit, I'm like, this isn't necessarily me, like wholly. And it's putting him or putting anyone on a pedestal that can be a little bit like, well, fuck, what if when you really get to know me, you don't actually like me?
Yeah.
It's something. It can be really nice to tell someone that you've had, and I'm not saying don't tell them you have a great time on the date. It's like, I'd really like to see you again. I think we're really hitting it off.
I like spending time with you. I want to get to know you better.
Yeah, but you, and also the compliment saying that you really like someone, it's going to mean a lot more once like they've opened up who they really are to you. Mm-hmm. And I think like that's going to create more of a lasting relationship. And also like you can be interested in somebody without like liking them yet. You can like what you know so far, but I think like you're saying that like you fall really hard really fast, sort of a thing. And I think like maybe that's also because like you're just labeling everything with like, oh, I really like you, I really like this person, as opposed to like,
I like this thing about them. And
think about it in the Bachelor style. How many fucking steps do they get to of being like, I really enjoy spending time with you, I really like spending time with you, like I could see myself being in a like, there are all of those things, and enjoy that, because I also think like it'll make you more in touch with your emotions, and also more specific compliments I think are so much more flattering, of like saying to him like, wow, I like really love the way that you like tell stories, like I love that, or like I really like the no, let's say love, like I really like the way that you tell stories, like I
enjoy this type of thing,
or like I just any like specific compliment, because I think it means more, and it's not something that they can't live up to. I think it's also a really good thing to be very forthcoming with your feelings. Maybe journal. Yeah. You know, like I don't think you need to like squash that like very open nature of like who you are, because it's a really, really great thing. But I just think in order to preserve that and reserve that for like the right people, maybe like turn that inward for a while until you know that you're not. I just don't want you to put yourself in like the line of fire, because like there's so many fucking like if you said that to me on a first date, like I would just be like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like I don't want you to have me, like that sort of a thing. But it also sounds like you're dating someone who
likes that.
Yeah.
Too. The other thing was that she felt pressure about his virginity.
Don't. You have nothing. You're a wormhole. I mean, you're more than that.
I think it's more like you need to find out if he wants to have sex with you. Like, what's the pressure? Why do you have pressure?
Well, if you feel like you're going to be the first one, so you have to make it magical.
Yeah.
It's
gonna last 2 seconds.
And it's as opposed to like a guy being being like a woman's first or someone with a vagina's first. That's a much harder orgasm to achieve, and it's also it can be more of a painful experience, like physically uncomfortable experience. I really would not worry about it. He's gonna be like floored, like more than anything.
The 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, it's
like the end sequence where they have sex like the first time and it's like 2 seconds and then they have it the second time.
You could literally like have missionary and I'm sure he'd be like, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would talk to him about it and see if that's something that he's wanting to have or if there's a reason, if he's waiting for something specific. Yeah. Or if that he's interested in having sex with you.
Yeah. Also, is he like completely a virgin? Has he had blowjobs?
Oh yeah.
Hand jobs? What's his definition of virginity?
Yeah. Yeah.
Has he masturbated? I'm sure he has.
Oh my god. When I was younger, I used to think like blue balls literally meant your balls like turned blue and your whole
lot of people think
and your whole dick would be like frostbite. And I was like, well, you have to masturbate, otherwise your dick is gonna explode. Because they're just like semen just living in it and just building up. Best of luck. I hope it works out in your favor. Yeah. And his. Let us know. Let us know what happens and let us know why he's a virgin. I'm curious. Unless it's like if he says, hey, by the way, don't tell any podcasts. But if he doesn't, you're totally right.
Yeah.
He's like, just between us. And it's like, well, don't blame me. Okay. On to the next.
Black Friday football on Prime is back this week. The Raiders and the Chiefs.
Into the end zone. Unbelievable catch.
An old school rivalry for a new game day.
Firing downfield hard.
Stream for free only on Prime.
Great move.
Black Friday football. Raiders versus Chiefs. Kickoff at 3 p.m. Eastern. Pre-game at 1:30 p.m. Friday only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
With Lululemon, the real gift happens when they're living in it. When you give the fan favorite everywhere belt bag, the real gift is... And when the ultra-soothing Rest Feel slides are the gift, you're really giving them... This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to give little luxuries that go beyond. Open the moment. Shop now at Lululemon.com.
This episode is brought to you by FedEx. FedEx knows running a small business is hard enough without the hassle of shipping. That's why there's FedEx One Rate. With FedEx One Rate, you can ship your holiday packages cheaper than the post office for as low as $14.50 for small boxes. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply. Valid through January 19th, 2025. FedEx One Rate. 2-day retail shipping, one flat rate.
Megan. Hi, Megan. I am 24, and I have a little bit of an issue that I'm calling about with kind of what to do about a guy, and I'm going to try to get as much information in the 3 minutes that I have as possible. Anyways, let's start with the fact that I am 27 weeks pregnant with a guy that I only knew for about a month, and we weren't even really dating. I was actually kind of with one of his close friends first, and then him and the guy I'm now pregnant by hooked up, and I ended up realizing I liked him way more than I liked his friends that I was like kind of with. So I ended up getting with the guy that I got pregnant with again, and that's when I ended up getting pregnant. And so now there's been some drama and everything with getting things situated. The first 10 weeks he didn't want to talk to me because he wanted me to get an abortion, and I wasn't for getting an abortion just for some personal reasons. So he told me not to talk to him till I was 10 weeks along. And in that 10 weeks, though, he told me he wanted to move in together. However, he didn't give me any more information than that, and then still wouldn't talk to me till I was 10 weeks along. And I was hearing like rumors from different friends and things about how they were trying to find a house, and I was like, well, how come I wasn't involved? So there was that aspect. And then finally there was some more drama, but we got over the drama hurdle, And then there was also an issue where he was like with another girl. And I ended up telling this girl that I was pregnant with his kid, and that blew up in my face kind of really badly. And again, we got over it. Now, anyways, fast forward, this was at like 10, 12 weeks. Now I'm obviously 3 months farther than that. I'm 27 weeks. And we ended up moving in together. But here's where my issue is that I really like him. I know you're going to say, like, oh, parents don't have to be together. You can just co-parent. But, like, he wanted us to live together because he thinks the baby should have both parents. I still really like him. He has a job where he's basically a professional partier. Like, I can explain what I mean more by that. But he's basically a professional partier. He goes out a lot, and it just sucks because I can't do that. Also, he will, like, text other girls when I'm around, but we don't have, like, I just need to know if I am, because I really like him. I don't know if I'm putting too many eggs in one basket, trying to get with him and trying to make us be together, or if I should just kind of back off and co-parent with him. I don't even know if this is going to make sense because this is kind of a lot of information and I only have 3 minutes, but if you can give advice on it and you understand it, that'd be great. Thanks. Bye.
That is a story.
Girl.
Okay,
Girl.
So we just need to be where she is now. Let's not make it
No, 100%. How many I don't understand the goddamn weeks. So you're more than 3 months pregnant, plus 10 to 12 weeks, which is...
Whatever. That doesn't matter. Like, she's far enough along where your hormones are
I know.
all over the place right now. So, you guys aren't in a relationship. Are you sleeping in the same bed? That was something you left out. Like, you're living together. Are you sleeping in the same bed? Are you guys having sex? I think you need to define what you are before this baby gets here.
Yeah. And you're right if I'm going to say, like, you guys can, like, co-parent and be great. And him saying that the kid should have 2 parents around, that also just implies co-parenting.
Yeah.
That's not him saying, I want to be in a relationship.
Maybe he's worried about the optics from, like, his family and friends. Like, he got this girl pregnant and they are not in a relationship.
Yeah. Also, is he a club promoter? Is that what this is?
Right.
Like... Okay, here's the thing. Living together and having feelings for him and having him text other girls and having all of his other stuff, this is like drama and something that you're dealing with now while you're pregnant. That's not something to deal with when there's a baby there.
Yeah.
Because living with somebody, you're requiring living with, like, your baby daddy, that's requiring him to parent physically. It's not just required of, like, that's not just on you, and that's going to put a lot of fucking stress. I don't know, like, what your relationship's like with your parents, if there's somebody else that you could live with that could help you through, like, parenting your kid, or if there's, like, a friend. If I had a friend who got pregnant, I'd be like, move into our guest room, like, I'll fucking help. But I just think, like, I'm not even saying you're putting too many eggs in one basket, like, with, like, trying to be with him, because I think, like, that's consequential when a baby comes, that no matter what feelings you have for him, if he's not gonna be, like, a physical, like, their parent to actually parent your kid, I think it doesn't really, like, it just doesn't really matter to have a roommate. And the only thing, I mean, it doesn't matter to have him as your roommate, because the only thing I think right now, it's just complicating everything, because like, you have feelings for him. If he wanted to fucking be with you, he would be with you. He wouldn't be texting other girls. Also, I have a really, really major issue with people who pressure other people into having abortions, especially someone that you're in a relationship with, because that's, and you also don't even need to say, like, I didn't want to have an abortion for personal reasons. You just didn't want to have one. That doesn't fucking matter why or why not. And anyone who's pressuring you either way, especially someone who is a part of making that baby, that is, like, such a level of, like, I think, disrespect of the actions that you guys have both done, of the, like, I don't want to call a baby a consequences of actions, but, like, something that could possibly happen that you both well knew going into this. And also it's not respecting your body either. And it becomes like your body is an instrument and you need to get rid of this thing that's not working for me. And that, I think, is just fucking disgusting. And it's not like, and I also don't think it's necessarily in general when it comes to relationships, it's not about like the actions that happen or the things that like the drama. It's about like how you recover from it. There's no real recovery. He's still texting all of these other girls. I think truthfully, he's showing you how he feels. And you have to take his word for it there, as opposed to, oh, he wants to live with me and he wants to like be a parent, like he wants to parent this baby. Those are not mutually exclusive with being in a relationship with you. And I think he's showing you right now that he doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. And I think like because you have feelings for him, you need to get out of there and you need to mourn this breakup and like take the if you can. I'm sure it's incredibly hard if you've never been pregnant, but like when you're factoring this in, take the baby out of the equation. And you're trying to salvage this relationship with someone who might not necessarily want to because of a kid. And like, you need to factor in your feelings without the baby, because it's so much more important to have, even if he didn't want to be a parent, I think it's so much more important to have one parent who's really present and really there, who really wants to be, and you obviously really want this, you really want your baby and you really want to be a great mom. That means so much more than having your mom really, really, really want your dad to be involved if he's not necessarily being involved. And any sort of tension and drama and fighting between you guys is like, that's what hurts your baby. That's what affects your baby. That's what your like kid sees growing up. And I don't think it's worth it for either of you. And I think it's just putting your body through a lot of stress. And I also think that like hormone wise, I feel like you're probably just gonna like have this baby and then be like, oh wow, no, you can leave now. Like we're good. Like we don't need you. Like, well, not like no, we don't need you. No, but like this, like I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Yeah, I think you're the parent, like the father of your kid. That's so much like his job is kind of, I don't want to say his job is done, but if his only job and the only thing that he attributed to like your kid is the fact that like he helped create your kid, like that can be enough. And like it's more about I guess safe and like a place where you also feel really happy and like that's going to make you the best mom. And if it's not this, then it's cutting your losses and co-parenting and being like friends and being cordial and being cool with it. Because like, I just think you need to take away that like your fantasy idea and your ideal situation, it's not happening and it hasn't happened yet. And I don't think if it hasn't happened now, I don't think it will. And also I don't think like, I don't know, like self-respect wise, if he decides that that's what he wants to be as soon as the baby's there, then it's really more about the kid and it's more about your kid and less about you. And I think you need to be selfish and focus on you. And if he wants to be with you, then he wants to be with you now while you're pregnant, while you're not going out to clubs and parties and all of that stuff. But if he like really then is like, oh no, I'm really going to try when the baby's around, then that means like he wants to be a dad. It doesn't, it's not mutually exclusive with wanting to be with you. Also, are you guys living with friends? Like, who is these we that was looking for housing? Like mutual friends, and then you guys ended up living together? Yeah. I just think, figure out what you want, baby aside. Do you actually want to be in a relationship with him? Because once his baby's here, everything's going to change again. Yeah. And also, does he want to be in a relationship with you? And that has to be like sit him down and like have that hard conversation and be like, are you doing this because you want to, like, do you want to be a dad or do you want to be with me? Like, no baby right now. Like, would we be together? Like, is this something that we want to do? Like, then you need to not be like this. Then you need to establish a relationship. Cause like right now I just think like you're taking whatever he's giving to you and like you deserve so much more than that. But again, he can still be a fantastic fucking dad. Yeah. And then that preserves your friendship and your relationship with him that I think is going to be so much more important to the baby than having having that's what I don't understand. People are like, well, you need to have like a mother and father around for the baby, like, or we're like staying together because of the kids. Like, none of that. As a child of that, don't fucking do it. It doesn't work. You go to therapy multiple times a week because how bad it doesn't work. It fucks you up. Let us know what happens. Best of luck. Excited for you. Me too. Don't blame them. Don't blame them. This is where you guys who are listeners, you call in with your own advice from previous episodes. If you have like personal experience with this kind of stuff. So, I mean, also listen to this. If you listen to this episode and you're like, hey, I have experience, you should call in and let us know. But what is this one from?
This is from season 4, episode 7 with Natasha. And the original caller was living with her boyfriend in her parents' home, and they didn't know about it. So,
I loved this caller.
Calling to share advice.
Hi, Megan. So I'm calling in response to the girl who was scared to tell her parents that she wanted to live with her boyfriend. And oh my gosh, talk about having like a similar situation. So I lived with my boyfriend before we got married, and my parents like didn't know. They're super anti all of that. And I was actually paying for my apartment, and I lived 6 hours away from them, and I was paying for my apartment just to keep up the facade that I, like, wasn't living with my boyfriend. My boyfriend and I ended up getting engaged, and it was at that time where I was like, okay, I need to be honest with them, because I didn't want to have to pay for that apartment anymore. And I was really afraid that my parents were going to like completely cut me off, that we were in a position where they were going to be paying for my wedding, and I was like, oh my God, they're not going to pay for my wedding, like blah, blah, blah. And I basically just decided like I need to have an open and honest conversation with them. I sat them down and I was really honest, and I was like, look, like I want to live with my boyfriend. This is why. We want to save money. Like, that, I'm an adult and XYZ. And fortunately, like my mom cried. She sobbed. But my dad actually understood, and he was like, look, you're an adult. Like, you can make your own decisions. Like, I can't control you. And it was kind of a relief and a breath of fresh air. And my relationship with my parents ended up improving after that, actually. And so I just encourage this girl to, like, be honest with your parents and, expect the worst if they do end up kicking you out or whatever. But it's more important, I think, to be honest with your parents and live the life that you want to live, because, I don't know, it's just, you'll be so much happier that way. And you will live without regrets, knowing that, like, you were honest with your family and that you stood up for yourself. As hard as it was, you stood up for yourself and you were able to live the life that you wanted with your future partner and with yourself. So I hope that's encouraging. You're not alone. And, best of luck to you. Best of luck. Thanks. Bye.
I truly love how she stressed being honest. Yes, she told her parents, I really want to live with my boyfriend. Yeah, like, you've been fucking living with him the whole goddamn time.
How much money did you waste? Oh my gosh.
Wait, no, I can't get over that. That's, like, I think it's great that you were forthcoming with some new information.
Yeah, but you weren't being completely honest.
You were not being completely honest, which I think is the smart decision. I don't think you should be completely honest in that situation. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad your parents are paying for your wedding.
Yeah.
Am I jealous? For sure. Not
You've been living in sin, though.
Oh, I've been living in sin for a long time. This is.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Tell the truth-ish.
Yeah, that's really, really the moral of this entire podcast. Yeah. Tell the truth-ish.
Yeah.
Ish. Tell the truth that is like the most favorable.
Mm-hmm.
That is like,
but like mostly the truth.
Yeah.
Just leaving out things that could be detrimental to you in the long run.
Yeah. And like things that could prevent people from paying for your wedding.
Yeah.
Because shit, that's expensive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you already wasted a bunch of money on your apartment.
Yeah, I cannot believe that. Like, how did they know? Did they get bank state? Like,
right.
Do they?
Were you afraid that they were going to pop up so then you'd have to like go over to your empty house,
6 hours
your
away,
dusty ass house that you don't live in?
Like, were you paying for it or were they paying for your old place?
Right.
You know, like, why would they even know?
Yeah.
That like,
I think she was like scared they would come visit and then they'd be like, "Oh, let's go over to your place."
Oh. Did they come visit? If they didn't come visit that whole time and you're like, God, maybe that's why you were like, I have to fucking tell them now. Wow. That's crazy. What did your mom cry about too, by the way?
Her daughter's innocence being taken.
Is that what you think it is? Because I'm so curious. Like, why is she sad? You're engaged.
I know.
You know?
You've already said that you're getting, or maybe she hates your boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm like, why is she sad? Like, she's crying that you want to live with him?
Yeah, the guy that you're going to marry.
Yeah. I'm confused.
Me too. But great story.
Yeah.
I think that's good advice. I think the other gal needs to tell her parents.
Yes, or she needs. What did I say? I said he needs to like shave his head so that he cannot leave
or
DNA
dye
anywhere.
it the same color as her hair.
Yeah,
and grow it so it's the same length.
Yeah, so when the hairs are everywhere, it makes total sense. But really, what this advice is saying is they need to get engaged and therefore then tell the parents, because that's like living less in sin, right?
Yeah.
Is the sin sleeping in the same bed, or is the sin like sex?
Yeah.
So then, like, if you're roommates with your significant other, like, is that technically sin?
Mm-mm.
What if you just get 2 separate bedrooms and you, like, pretend?
Right. I remember this joke that I read one time, and I was a young chap, maybe 7th grade.
I love this story.
And it was like a joke that I had on my website that I had made, like, from, what was that old thing called? No, not MySpace. It was...
Zanga.
No, it was like you made the website. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But anyway, I made the website and there's this joke that my mom made me take off of it. But it was like this girl came over, or this guy's parent came to visit them, and they were like keeping up the facade that they were just roommates. And then they like asked their mom, it was like a spoon or something they had like lost when she left. And they're like, "Hey, Mom, I think you used this while you were here. Do you know where it is?" And she was like, "Yeah, I put it in the other bedroom." So therefore, it had been in the other bed because the mom was testing to see if they were actually like sleeping together. So it had been in.
Oh, she put it. Put this. My God, that's a power move.
That is
like,
a power
it's
move.
just in the second bedroom.
Yeah, the
and
one
that.
That you guys that's supposed to be roommates.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Why'd your mom make you take it off?
I don't know. I think because of my age, she was like, "You're too young to have that on your website."
Funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Cannot imagine.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
Way to eat a T. You're listening to an ad for PC Game Pass. Want new games on day one like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? How about living out your Sims life with EA Play? We're talking high-quality PC games all for one low monthly price. We got you. Learn more at xbox.com/PC Game Pass or click the banner. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle available December 9th, 2024. Game catalog varies by region and over time. Okay, that's the ad. You can go back to doing whatever you were doing now.
Sephora presents Your Granny, Pearl. Your grandmother, Pearl, she's had 83 years to refine her tastes, which means she's hard to buy for. She has a signature lip, signature car, signature drink, signature scarf, signature color, and she makes it all look effortless, which means gifting her takes maximum effortness. She knows what she likes, but she also has a nose. This holiday, don't overthink it. The best fragrance gifts are only at Sephora.
Well, I highly recommend living in sin. It's fun. Someone else does the dishes. You get to split the chores. That's what we do.
Well, yeah, that's what they're doing, but she's paying more rent.
That's insane. Well, that's it for our episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to be on an upcoming episode, leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976.
You got it.
Didn't forget it this time. And international listeners, you can send us an audio file at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And PSA to everybody who's saying on like DMs and stuff, like, I really want to call, but like, I feel like people are going to know it's me. Don't say your name.
Yeah.
You can, if you want to change, I don't know, like, don't say anyone else's name. We already don't use that. I wouldn't worry about it as much as you think that like you will. Also, we've got a lot of episodes. Your friends might not hear it or listen to it.
Right. Also, like, there's so many people like sending messages with questions. Like, you guys know we don't answer those on air. Like, you already know that. You've never seen us read a message on air.
Yeah.
So please just call in.
Yeah.
Please.
And also if it's like, oh, well, it's about a boy and he's going to, like, we're in the same friend group and he's going to find out, maybe it's good that they find out.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like if maybe the podcast will be a good opening conversation.
Also, most of the things that you're like sending in, they're
so
not
generic.
There's like they're problems that a lot of people have. They're not just specific for you. Like,
Yeah.
you can do it. And somebody did change their, like, they called in, like, they in an email.
Yeah.
And they like ran it through some like thing that's free that it changed their voice so they could do it too.
You can do that too.
There's no excuse.
The only time I ever answered a DM was someone who was asking how long they should wait to take Plan B.
Oh,
and I was like, take it now, bitch. Go now. It was like 2 a.m. I was like, get out of your house, drive your car, go fucking buy it.
Also, you could have Googled that.
I know. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, I already said that.
Yeah.
So I really hope you did. Follow us on Instagram. Don't Blonde Meme Pod. It's really great, cute stuff. Both of our Instagrams will also be like listed in the show notes. If you're listening and you want to watch it, check it out on YouTube. Because you need to see how to give a blowjob.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Oh, don'tblameme.show is our website. And you can also figure out every other place to listen to us there.
That's good.
And yeah, awesome. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Don't Blame Me is a production by me. Executive produced by Melissa DeMonts. Camera operator Amanda Lechner. And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso, part of the HerPod Network.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone. So we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural Then and Now.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Just keep it simple.
I'm making the promo.
Just keep it simple. Just say, hey, we're the Brav Bros. Two guys that talk about Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're the Brav Bros.
No.
Oh.
Dude, stop with the voice. Just keep it simple.
I've seen promos on TV, dude. This is how you get the fans engaged. This is how you get listeners. We're trying to get listeners here. If we just say, oh, we're two dudes that talk about Bravo, people are going to get tired of it already. We need some oomph.
All right, then fine. Let's try to do it with your voice.
Brav Bros.
Good job.